In this video, I'll show about the FarmHawk platform that helps farmers across the world, especially in the global south, South America, Africa, India, China, and Southeast Asia, where predominantly the GDP is around agriculture. So the advantage here is that we have now integrated Web3 paywall here. As you can see, for example, you log in as an admin and set up all the backend details. But before that, we need to get connected with MetaMask. As you can see here, now I'm logging into MetaMask. So know that I will be using this wallet ID to set up the data as an administrator. Because you can see we have two organizations that we have set up. For example, Organic Affair, you can see the number of field officers, farmers. The hierarchy is simple. We are a predominantly B2B company where we provide precision agriculture data. I'll come to a demo in a while. But because we don't acquire farmers directly, we basically train the field officers under an organization. So when we define an organization here, it could be a farmer producer organization, farmer producer company, or a private company that is more into agri-tech services. So we train them, and they will add field officers below them. Right now we have 3 field officers here who have logged in, who have been added. They have done a mapping of over 8 forms here. So let's log out and then log in as a field officer. It's logging in as say Salon. Please note that this is a test net, so we're not putting too much conditions on the passwords and other things. So what he has done, Mr. Salong, is that he has added a couple of formats here. If you look at Mr. Malaya, we have the data. So if you're looking at analysis, we can do now is add in new, we have added forms. You can go to form analysis and you could actually start adding a form as well. Let me go back to the dashboard. Under each format, we could actually add a new form, as you can see here. So form 3. Now this will allow me to zoom into the actual form. So let's pick the form somewhere here. Okay, let's say for this form, right now, in this case, okay, so if I need to get it, so I'll just click on the drop boundary and start mapping this form. It's the GIS mapping that we are doing now. So map about 2 acres. Well, so rainwater, soil type, let's put say sandy loam, and then save it. Now what has happened is we have added form 3 in this case. I'm just syncing the data. So I've got form 3 here. Now I can start analyzing this data. Just use form 3. So I got all these coordinates. And then what's going to happen is before I start analyzing, it should ask for the token data. Okay, so we have got analysis. As you can see here, a lot of data we are giving in terms of vegetation, moisture. So if I click on the moisture, it doesn't show me, it shows adequate. pH is showing alkaline. So it is below 7.62, minimum 7.43. Okay, so it is in a good level. If you look at the nitrogen levels, it is high, which is good. And phosphorus is again showing adequate. Potassium is optimal. Look at the biotic stress. Again, it's low, which is good. But abiotic stress is more of a climate change. It's to be very high. We've got this data. Now what is happening here is I could now save this form data. It's generating a report, and it will tell us what are the recommendations that needs to be done. So as you can see, it is now basically collecting the data for each type of the stress levels. So we have about 8 to 9 parameters here. So I've got the data coming in, wherein we can now show the actual farm analysis report and any recommendations that we can do. So now there's, if you look at the pH seems to be high. So basically adds some organic matter. It is nitrogen application to prevent bleaching on plants. So there's a lot of recommendations that are given. Now the beauty of this is that if we want this to be generated in Hindi, for example, so that is possible as well. So I've chosen Hindi. I'm going to download again. Now it's now fully translated in Hindi. I'm now waiting for the output in Hindi at the moment. So I've got in Hindi. Show all the data in Hindi now. So as you can see here. So this is most useful for Hindi speaking belt. So let's try in South Telugu, which is from the state of Andhra Pradesh in Telangana. Takes about 10 seconds to get the translations right. So we've got the translations done now. And now we download the translation again. And now in Telugu, basically, so waiting for it to generate this. As you can see, it takes the data for each type. So we are in pH now. It now takes the data for nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, biotic stress, and abiotic stress. We've got the data, the report ready. Now that should be in Telugu. Yeah, so I've got that. So we've got in Telugu now, as you can see the data. So that's the advantage here, that it can work even for South African countries like Swahili and other things, which it's highly scalable solution where we could add all this data and give it. Now, the next thing is that you can now start saving these results as well. So this result as of 7th April, just save it as April 7, 5. Now save this analysis. If I were to now compare the results with last week, so by default, the reports get generated. Let's look at any of this. The Kashmiri. Great. So let's try this. Starting the translations now. Save this. Please do note that it's a testnet or terminable scalable product. So core engine is ready. Any of the UX and UI enhancements that is will be progressively updated to match multiple languages, multiple countries. So right now we could see that this is now generated in Sindhi language. We have that coming in. So with this, it's in Sindhi with all the recommendations again now. They're coming in. Okay, with that. could check the saved results. You can also start comparing the results here. It's also possible for a given form. Right, great. So that is a basic overview of what we have done in FarmHawk. We'll open up to aggregators, and then they can start onboarding field officers and the farmers so they can get all this data. And obviously, by giving all these alerts, what we are trying to achieve here is to make sure that they have lesser crop loss and also to increase the yield, because we provide enough analytics and recommendations to the farmers so that they could improve their farm health. Thank you.